With the United States of America seemingly on board with crypto, is this going to be the biggest bull market we have ever seen? As we have never had this sort of regulatory clarity in the largest capital markets in the world. We're going to discuss that. Also, the FIT 21 bill passed the House. What are the next steps? When can we expect a potential approval or a potential rejection from the Senate? We're going to discuss that timeline. Also, Tom Emmer and Cynthia Lummis and all the cohort of politicians that are supportive of crypto have lashed out against CBDCs. That bill passed the House, but not a lot of people voted for it on one side of the political aisle. We're going to discuss that. Also, Algorand, shots fired as their new commercial took shots at three big projects. We're going to look at that. That was very interesting. Also, Bitcoin whales are starting to buy Bitcoin again. Price is moving down, but what can we expect from Bitcoin's price action over the next few weeks? We'll discuss that. The Ethereum ETF, today is the day. The news probably will break while we are live, and we'll report that to you. Will the SEC officially approve Ethereum spot ETFs? And what can we expect from price action for Ethereum? We'll discuss that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go.
Hola! It's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. Welcome to Sin City Crypto. If it's your first time checking us out, well, we're the entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel. We take old, boring, and stale information and repackage it up in a fun, God bless America kind of way.
Wow.
Yes. Now, Bitcoin's price might have pulled back a little bit, but man, everything is looking amazing for crypto. If you are a fan of crypto, if you have been here through the bear market, I mean, what else do you need? I mean, now
We need new all-time highs.
We're right there, bro. We're right there on all time. But
I believe someone made a song, Almost Doesn't Count. Remember that song, Ashley?
No, we got Ashley over here on the ones and twos. Yeah.
You know, I want to give a shout out to Ashley. You know, she's like the Swiss Army knife here. Goes from this chair to that chair to the chair back there.
Yeah.
So, Ashley, great job yesterday. Also,
Wow. Yeah.
want to congratulate you on shouting out the barbecue chicken pizza yesterday. It really meant a lot to me. So, how are you doing today?
Is my mic on? It is on. Heyo.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah,
I'm good. How are you?
we're great. We're great, man.
So glad.
We're excited to have you back there. We gave Rocco the day off. He was trying to find a new coffee shop to get his frappuccinos from. So, Rocco, good luck wherever you are, wherever your quest has led you. You know, I opened the show and said, could this be the biggest bull market we've ever had? Things are starting to line up to point to yes. We'll discuss that more in detail. But I want to go over first the flows of the ETF, Bitcoin ETF. Soon we'll be showing these for the Ethereum ETF. Pretty exciting. So Bitcoin ETF saw another inflow day of $154 million. This is from Farside. So BlackRock took the cake yesterday with 92 million of inflows, followed by Fidelity at 74.6 million. Flat across the board for the rest. And Grayscale did see outflows for the first time since May 14th. So it's been almost 10 days since we saw outflows from Grayscale, but that was only $16.1 million, which brought our net flow to a positive $154 million for BTC. There is a company in Japan. They're calling it the MicroStrategy of Japan. That stock is performing extremely well. So now we essentially have two companies that have adopted a Bitcoin strategy. What if more companies continue to follow suit, as now you have two case studies to look at and point to and say, hey, this thing works. And are we going to get pressure from shareholders that are saying, look what MicroStrategy is doing. Look what MetaPlanet is doing. We want that, right? Especially if you're a dividend paying stock. I mean, you know, the whole point of having shareholders is you kind of listen to what they have to say, right? You're kind of obligated to. And then before I move on to that, so we're seeing multiple hundreds of millions of inflows. This is going back to the May 14th, 100, 300, 250, 220, 230, 300, 150. If someone new is watching and they might be asking, well, then why isn't the price going up? How would you explain that to them, Robert?
Why is the price not going up? Well,
if they're like, well, you're saying all this money's flowing in.
the price has gone up. January when the ETFs launched, $40,000, 40 or 45,000, dropped down to 40,000. Currently at 70,000. So price has gone up. If it hasn't gone up in the last 10 minutes, then well, hey, calm the hell down. This is an asset class. It's a commodity. Commodities don't move that damn fast, right? Now Bitcoin moves faster than most commodities, but yeah, I mean. Honestly, like if you have a conversation with somebody and they're like, why hasn't the ETF prices moved up with big news? Like just tell them, be like, what are you smoking, man? Look at the price. Look, if you, okay, stocks, cryptos, or excuse me, stocks and ETFs, investments, you don't look at them on a day-to-day basis, right? You don't say, hey, look, my 401k hasn't moved in 8 hours. No. You don't. Your argument doesn't exist there, right? So what you're trying to do is you want to look at bigger time horizons. What is your quarterly? You know, in the stock market, you always like, what is your quarterly return, right? How has my stocks worked this 6 months, this year, when I entered into the market? That's the questions you should be asking, not, hey, why hasn't the price moved 20% in the last 10 minutes? What's up?
So I wasn't here yesterday. It was my daughter's kindergarten graduation. But as we were sitting there waiting for them to come out, I was kind of watching the show with my earpods on. And see, Jimmy said, "It looks like David got a new $300 shirt." Jimmy, if you really want a refund, man, text me. I'll send you a refund. Okay. As Rob mentioned, a lot of under the construction stuff here happening at Sin City Crypto, including the club. And so it'll come back and it'll be bigger and better than ever. Right, Robin?
That's right. But why are you telling me?
Because you're our guy, man.
Yeah.
Anything creative you see, creative and good looking, not good looking.
Whoa,
like visually. No. Give me the camera back. Anything aesthetically pleasing. Stop it. Ashley, don't let him do that. It's all this guy right here, man. Very talented.
It's me.
Very talented.
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's all you get. So yeah, we're working on it, man. And so, you know, our goal has always been to put out the best product on YouTube for the viewer, for you guys, best quality of content, best quality of production. And so
that's right.
That's why we're
do you agree with David?
That is why, Ashley.
Do you agree? Am I the most talented?
Thank you, Ashley.
No.
I heard handsome in there somewhere.
Yeah, no.
You're just hearing things, and like David, you're making his head a lot bigger than it already is.
You know, if he wasn't such a word I don't want to use, you know, it would be fine. You know, it's good to give people compliments and give them pats on the back. You know, Robin, you hear that? But yeah, you know, Ashley, that's why every time you ask us for a raise, I kind of, you know, I'm like, well, what's Robin going to spend money on next? What are we going to upgrade next? And so I'm trying to say is, I'm sorry. Anyways, let's talk about, all right, so I'm going to make a case for why this could potentially be the biggest, most money-making bull market in the history, and partly because of what I mentioned earlier, is we've never had this bullish scenario of regulatory clarity in the United States. So let's start with here. So this is tweeted from Eric Balkunis, a bipartisan group of House lawmakers. I know it's bipartisan, it's an inside joke, including Majority Whip Tom Emmer and New Jersey Democrat Josh Gottheimer, have sent Gary Gensler a letter urging the SEC to approve spot Ether ETFs and other digital assets because it offers investors crypto access in regulated, transparent, safe format. So the political pressure is coming not just from one side of the aisle, but from both sides of the aisle, which is great to see. There are very few issues here in the United States that politicians don't try to grab and separate, right? Try to make it a partisan issue to where one side against one side fighting over one thing. You have certain things that they all agree on, very minute. And it looks like crypto is becoming one of those things, which is very exciting. The fact that we won't have to worry from every 4 years, right? That lines up with the halving. Are we going to get pro-crypto? Are we going to get anti-crypto? Is it going to be Republican or Democrat? At one point, the way it's going, it's not going to matter, right? And so And that's all due to our collective group, our community, our crypto. I mean, we're 15 years in since Bitcoin really came about and got adopted, and we've made our voices so loud that the people at Capitol Hill, the people that consistently make rules and take money and sway decisions and make decisions based off of who's paying the most, who's greasing their pockets, we have become so loud, and we have shown that there are true consequences to going against our industry, that you're seeing political pressure to three-letter agencies like the SEC, hey, approve the ETF. I mean, we've come a long way, and that's a shout out to the collective crypto community as a whole, you watching included. So then we had, and of course, we haven't gotten the ETF approval news yet. We're going to keep an eye on that. But Gary Gensler did make a statement, and then Donald Trump reacted. Did you see this, Robin?
No.
No, it's pretty good. You should pay attention. This is very, very important here.
I don't know what I'm doing or saying. My wife dressed me this morning and wiped my ass after I took a pooey poo, and I'm so disoriented that I might just have to resort to screaming and yelling to create the illusion that I comprehend what the heck I'm doing.
Eat shit, Gary. You are a loser. You always lose. And the American people are tired of it. Frankly, I'm tired of it. Crypto is getting ready to deploy spot ETFs, and you're still sitting there sucking your thumb, wondering if Satoshi is a mermaid or a tulip.
I don't know.
You are so easy.
The last part,
bro.
That's not funny. That's hilarious, bro. So you're still wondering whether Satoshi is a mermaid or a tulip. That's pretty funny.
So real quick, before you move too far ahead here, I did want to say that, so that vote on the, what was it? What's the name of it?
Fit 21.
Fit 21. So that
We're not
vote,
there yet, by the way.
I know, but we were talking about bipartisan support, right?
Yeah.
And so what that vote that came in had 70 Democrats that voted for, right? So that's what we're alluding to, bipartisan support. Remember that the president, well, here it is. So the president came out with this one on May 8th. So just 2 weeks ago, we had,
This was the veto threat?
yeah. And here at the bottom, you can see here, if the president were presented, he would veto it. In bold letters there. If the president were presented it, he would veto it. Now that's with a crypto bill, right?
Yeah.
Now you have a situation where bill passed, right? This one passed, but we had the Fit 21 pass, which we're going to talk about here in a moment.
There's a lot of, and I'm not saying you're implying this, but I've seen on Twitter a lot of misunderstanding and misconceptions. The bill got passed in the House.
Yeah.
It still has to get to the Senate. They have an unlimited amount of time before they put it to a vote. They're probably going to pass it around multiple different agencies, this committee and that committee, and make revisions and do this. And then if they make revisions, they got to send it back to the House. And then they got to approve the revisions. So this could be a long process.
It could. But one thing I wanted to point out, though, was the fact that there's a 2/3 vote here. And so if the president were to veto, the interesting situation is that the veto can also be overturned. So if you've ever kind of taken any classes
Civics
on civics, it's, the process is the House and then the Senate, they both pass it, then it goes to the executive office. President signs it, turns it to law, but he can veto it. But if he vetoes it, it goes back to the House, which would overturn with a 2/3 majority vote.
Yeah, I was going to say the only way to get past a potential veto is for it to pass by more than 2/3.
Yeah, which that's where I'm saying is that with bipartisan support, where we're at now, we literally have a 2/3 vote already out of the House. And I know it doesn't, that excludes the Senate. That's a different story. Yeah.
But we don't though. I mean, here, I think I have the numbers here. Let me, no, I didn't. It was, okay, so it was 213 Republicans for, 70 Democrats for. So you had 283 out of a possible
You talking about the fit bill?
The FIT bill, yeah.
Yeah, it was 2/3.
It was. I don't think it was. You sure?
Look at the math. You have to pull it up.
Well, this was from the CBDC one.
Oh,
Okay, I mean, I guess I'll take your word for it. I didn't think it was 2/3. I think there were
it
still.
was 2/3. It's 2/3.
Okay, all right, 2/3. Then yeah, then if it's 2/3, then
That's what I'm saying. Like that's what I mean. Like it's pretty big because the fact that it's here. I got it right here. So 136 and for no, and then 280 or 279 or yes. You are breaking out a calculator. Look
Yeah.
at this man right here.
What were the numbers?
279, 136. What's a very easy way of doing this? What's 136 times 2?
48%, my friend. Oh no, I don't know. My math is bad. Anyways, yeah. Ro Robin said, yeah. Why can't we do math on the show? It's crazy. I was always good at math. It's the
Why
camera.
can't you just take my word for it?
I'll take your word for it. Okay. Rob said 2/3.
You act like I just strolled in here and just
Hey.
like, you know what? Like I
Don't
I
trust
looked this over-
verify.
Yes,
Don't
okay.
trust verify.
So yesterday I'm sitting here reading this news and I'm like looking at this. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's a 2/3 vote. Also, in today's clip that we'll be playing with Patrick McHenry, he talks about the fact that it also passed with a 2/3 vote.
Aren't you sad he's leaving? He's not running for re-election.
He's not.
No. He's gonna be done. One of our biggest voices. Yeah.
Hmm.
But I think he's done his job to the point where now we got enough people that we've kind of orange pilled, maybe not orange pilled, but crypto pilled to the where we don't necessarily. Well, of course, we always need vocal people in Senate and the House to be able to project our voices essentially. But we're bringing enough people slowly from the other side, whether the Republican or Democrats, from the non-crypto, anti-crypto side to the blockchain and crypto side, to where it's only going to get easier as we move forward. And what I want everyone to understand is that this is truly the first time where there's no regulatory cloud hanging over the head, right? So there's always been some apprehension, maybe not from you watching, but from some people. At one point, it was me as well. It's like, okay, how comfortable do I feel dumping 80% of my net worth into this industry when there's this cloud hanging over the head of power-hungry, money-hungry politicians and regulators that could come in at any moment and decide to say, sorry, but if you want to offer these products, you have to register or do this, and then what's going to happen? And so that will essentially be gone here in the next few months, depending on what this FIT 21 bill does. And I haven't read that FIT 21 bill in its entirety, but what I am excited about is the fact that, hey, if something is sufficiently decentralized, doesn't constitute it as a security. Now, of course, there's always that gray area of, well, who determines how, or what metrics to determine whether it's decentralized or not. I guess we'll get into the, we'll start hearing more about that as we go forward. But it's something that we've never seen before. And on top of that, we have the rails for institutions in Wall Street to start piling in. It's I don't want to call it perfect, but I mean it's pretty damn exciting.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
Absolutely perfect.
we talk about the ETH ETF. There's a lot of speculation on which ETF is next. This was on, I believe, CNBC. They were speculating on which would be the next spot ETF approved. And listen to what they had to say.
The SEC is starting to amend these S1s. So I don't know if the Ethereum ETF gets approved today, next week or the week after. It will get approved at some point in time. But also the trade now is who's next, right?
Exactly.
Who
Who is
bid?
next? Because
Well,
and I was talking about it yesterday. Now it's almost time for truly my ETF, my blended ETF of which which crypto asset it is. And so who is next though?
I mean, I think you've got to think about Solana as probably the next one, right? I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana are probably the big three for this cycle. But I'll give you even a stranger, or maybe not stranger, but maybe an unintuitive way to think about it, Robinhood and Coinbase. Because now we have some clarity about what a security is and what isn't. And they'll be able to list a lot more crypto, which means a lot more trading for them. So I think they're the biggest beneficiaries from the change that's gone on.
So, BK, really glad to have you here.
You got TradFi people making calls on crypto. Great. So the Solana one makes sense, right?
So weird how.
Yeah. How the tables have turned?
Yeah. Are they our competition now?
I guess.
No.
Yeah. But,
Like we're way more educated than they are. Not even trying to be funny.
yeah.
In this field, 100%.
But they probably
They have no idea they have no idea about crypto.
their pronunciations are probably a little better. But yeah, we got them beat on every other metric. All right, let's talk about this. So this was pretty big, as Rob alluded to. The FIT21 crypto bill passes the U.S. House. Here's what can happen next. A bill clarifying the United States Securities and Commodities Regulators' roles in policing crypto is headed to an unknown future as it makes its way to the Senate before going to President Biden's desk. 71 Democratic Party representatives and 208 Republicans in favor to 136 against. Its future in the U.S. Senate is unclear, as there is no companion bill, and it faces one of the country's biggest crypto critics, Elizabeth Warren. It could still be months before the 100-member Senate considers the bill, as there is no time constraint on when senators must act on it. Even if they do, as I mentioned, it would likely be assigned to committees, possible rounds of reviews, markups, yada, yada, yada. Then we had this. Patrick McHenry was on CNBC talking about this bill, and pretty interesting stuff he had to say. So let's give this one a watch.
The first ever major crypto bill has passed in the House of Representatives, despite opposition from the SEC chairman, Gary Gensler. Joining us right now is Congressman Patrick McHenry. He's the chairman of the Financial Services Committee. And thank you very much for being here, Chairman McHenry. Let's talk about this bill. The big deal on this is it finally would settle who is going to be the regulator over cryptocurrency. A lot of other things in the bill as well, but that is what's kind of kicking up some of the dust and some of the Democratic opposition. You did get a lot of Democrats to vote for this bill, but on the opposite side, you've got President Biden issuing a policy statement saying they're not in favor of this, not necessarily going to veto it. The SEC chairman opposed to it, and some other Democrats as well who say that the CFTC is not going to be up to snuff and ready to actually do all of the authoritative work it would take. Where do things stand right now? What happened?
Well, this should serve as a wake-up call. We had 2/3 of the House of Representatives vote in favor of clarity for crypto. It creates a legal framework giving the SEC a proper role and the CFTC a proper role, rather than the conflicting set of regulatory actions that those two agencies have taken over the last 10 years. Congress settles it. And it settles the dispute. It settles what is a digital asset, gives it a legal framework for trading and the purchase of those assets, and I think that's an important thing. This was a vote that included 71 Democrats across the ideological spectrum. That should be the wake-up call to the Senate. That should be the wake-up call to the administration, and in sound policy. So that's the message today, and the outcome of that vote yesterday is that the Senate needs to take action so we have legal clarity and so we can catch up to the rest of the world and be competitive in the world of digital assets.
It has been a long time coming. This is a crazy turf fight that we feel like we've been watching to kind of play out. But you don't have necessarily support in the Senate at this point. What are the odds of anything getting picked up in the Senate? What are the odds of this passing in the Senate?
Well, look, last week we passed a Congressional Review Act, repeal of really an adverse ruling by the current regime of the SEC on how you hold crypto, how regulated financial firms hold crypto. It's a very particular bill. It's about accounting standards. We got 21 Democrats in the House. Yesterday we got 71 for crypto regulation. Then it went to the Senate, this accounting repeal. And we had over 10 Democrats in the Senate, including Majority Leader Schumer, vote in favor of repealing a Biden administration rule on crypto. So don't count the Senate out. I think they have a huge opportunity here. I think you have a lot of interest with the bipartisan Senate leadership between Sinema and Gillibrand on the Democrat side and Lummis on the Republican side. I think there's a huge opportunity with the leadership of Chair Stabenow on the Ag Committee and Ranking Member Bozeman. So I think there's a huge opportunity for us to actually make law. We've gotten much further in election year on policy than I expected, and I'm so focused on just landing deals wherever we can, no matter the political environment. And yesterday's a good statement on that.
Interesting there. What are your thoughts there?
My biggest takeaway was his opening sentence where he said they passed a 2/3 majority vote there out of the House, and he pulled out no calculator. So
He didn't say that.
he did.
Okay. Anyways, yeah, he did. He did for sure.
It's very interesting that one, the Senate is pretty much a 50-50 split. There's not much wiggle room there. So pretty interesting that we're going to just simply get a very confident vote to pass this there. And I know that's what we've hung up on before was, hey, sure, we can pass the House. It is more Democrat there. Problem has been the Senate. And it's not just in crypto. This has been anything that is a bill that has been proposed by Democrats. Well, the reality of it is it's probably not going to pass the Senate majority of the time if it opposes the Republican views. But that's why this is such an interesting time because, you have bipartisan support. And, Cynthia Lummis came out this morning and literally was saying that, hey, she's building a crypto army. Did you see that post?
Pro crypto army.
Yeah. So very interesting. And the thing is like how much of this, I'm trying to find it here. One of these posts somewhere.
You see those Solana sneakers?
Well, Solana sneakers.
Yeah.
No. Where's she at? I thought we reposted it, but maybe not. But yeah, Cynthia Lummis. I'll take a look at it here in a minute. But yeah, I mean, she's coming out, taking a hard line stance and saying, hey, I'm going to be a pro crypto candidate. Trump coming out and says, if you're for crypto, vote for me. And I think very quickly, the Democrats are going to realize, hey, one, there's a ton of money and funding that comes in for this campaign through crypto. And look no further than the last election to see that, hey, number 2 donor was FTX. Sure, it was FTX. Sure, they were trying to buy their way through Congress, but raising money, you're gonna want that campaign donations. Right?
One color that everyone likes, and that is green, my friend. Especially the politicians,
Or
there's a reason, Robin. There's a reason that their salary is only $200,000 a year, but they're all multi-millionaires.
You mean they make money on the back end of passing bills?
Also, Nancy Pelosi voted in favor of the Fit 21 bill. A lot of people are speculating she's packing her bags, maybe buying some Cardano, buying some Solana, trying to front run.
Holy crap. If she starts buying crypto,
it's over.
Like it's all going to be public on the blockchain, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
if there's anyone I copy trade, it'll be her. Her track record is absolutely
really good.
Money.
We should try to see if she wants to be our full-time trader on the show.
Yeah, she had a really big call on NVIDIA right before they did the innovation.
How does she do it? I wonder if she's got an algorithm or something.
Remember? Okay, so she said, hey, this NVIDIA stock, it looks like a good play. And then 2 weeks later, they had the Infrastructure Chips Act where they gave a ton of money to NVIDIA. It just... very coincidental how that even happened, right? Like, just
shout out
sheer luck. She's probably
does she have a newsletter?
She's probably good at darts too. Just throwing darts at random stocks, and they just absolutely be the most overperforming stock there is in recent history.
There's also magnets on the back, so where
Oh
yeah. No, I just gotta.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah. So. Nancy Pelosi, if you buy some crypto, please let us know. I would love to copy.
Oh, don't worry. There's enough sleuths in crypto on Twitter that we'll find it for us.
I am genuinely not even joking. If she bought any crypto outside of say Bitcoin, because obviously, I'm not all of a sudden gonna have conviction on Bitcoin. I already do. But if she bought any crypto, any altcoin, whatever it is, I'm in, bro. I don't even care if it's Hex. She buys Hex. I'm like, I'm in.
You're not buying Hex. I want to take a break from political, and I want to show this ad from Algorand. They woke up and chose violence today. So it was actually a very well put together ad. I'm curious to get the community's thoughts on this, but here you go.
Hey, morning. Hey. Hello.
Hey. You guys take Bitcoin, right?
Sure do.
I'm gonna be paying with Ethereum if that's okay.
Okay, yep, no problems.
It's a good thing I'm paying with Solana.
You can go ahead and tap.
Yeah, and there we go.
Oh, it failed. Try it again. Whoa, hold up there, sport. It looks like it's gonna be another 27 minutes before this transaction clears.
What? Sorry, $112. I have like 3 things.
Ethereum, they got that peak hour gas thing.
There you got it.
Maybe one more time. What are you gonna do? Just wait right here, without the bag, without the bag.
I think it's gonna work this time.
No. Should have shopped with Algorand.
How do I get in that line?
I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty good commercial. What are your thoughts there?
Good commercial, man. It's very interesting. You know what?
Do you like him going after Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana?
Why not? Why not? You know what? Why not? Right? Okay. Here's a good example. We act like, okay, hey, you're better than. You know what? Did you see Mark Zuckerberg put on the Apple headset like a month ago?
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? I mean, it's good tech, but just surprised it doesn't do this, and this isn't better. And I'm like, and hey, by the way, it's half the price. And I'm like, so is it wrong for you to promote your own company and take shots at the competition? Why not? You know what? Do it. YOLO. Go. Do it. Let's go.
I want to know what the chat thinks. If you like that commercial, put a 1. If you did not, put a 2. I'm curious. What's your before we move on? What's your Algorand thesis for this cycle? Let's take a look real quick at where Algorand is right now. So Algorand is currently ranked number, if I can find it, might have gone past it. Algorand, where are you? Is Algorand that far down the list? Algorand at number 63. Okay. So here you go. Algorand, number 63 on CoinMarketCap, 17.6 cents. Price action over the last 1 year. It's been okay, right? I mean, outside of this one big run up here, you pretty much had choppy price action between 15 and 19 cents. Currently sitting at 18 cents. Let's call it 18 cents. What's your thoughts on Algorand in the cycle? Is this something that you're bullish on? I mean, it did have an all-time high of right around $3. Is Algorand a good pickup here? Is it a good play?
I think so. How far down was it? So I was doing
63.
doing some last second research.
Market cap 1.4 billion.
63. Yeah, I mean it did pretty well last bull market. It was kind of in that shuffler discussion for the top layer one. Seems like it's kind of fallen behind some of the other big projects lately as far as the top 20. But could it make up some ground? I think so. I know that they had, I'm just kind of doing some last second research, but United Nations Development Program to launch incentives focused on sustainable development and blockchain technology. So a UN development there. That's one thing on their roadmap. Also, DeFi protocol holdings has grown by 55% on Algorand value. So DeFi is growing there, up 55% here. Just kind of pulled up some last minute articles, but you know, I'll say this. I think that if you have a diverse portfolio, if you're into the layer ones, why just put everything into one basket? Why not diversify? And one way of doing that is also to take on a little bit more risk by going further down the market cap value of a crypto, right? So for me, if I'm gonna say, hey, I wanna invest, I wanna put some of my money into Web3 or gaming, going all in on one project is not the way to do it, right? Or at least not the ideal strategy for long-term gains. You know, you want to mitigate your risk. You never know. Most of these projects outside of Bitcoin and maybe Ethereum are pretty new and just haven't stood the test of time. So with that said, I would say, hey, look, Algorand, layer 1. If you're going to have Solana and Cardano, why not go way further down the list? Grab some Near, grab some Algorand, grab some Mina Protocol. Those are all projects outside, you know, the Mina Protocol and Algorand, both outside the top 50. I mean, some other things to look at. You got Stacks over here at 41. And so I maybe Theta at 50, Phantom at 52. And so I think it's a good pickup. I mean, realistically, why not? Quant at 75. That's how I look at, hey, what cryptos do I want to position at? Don't look at it as individual products, but look at it as individual sectors. Start with some high base products. So if I'm going layer 1 smart contract, why not grab whichever one is my top favorite? Say I'm a big fan of Solana, go there and then jump way down to number 20, get some exposure there, down to number 50, down to number 100 on market cap size. That way you have more potential for upside with the smaller projects, but you leverage the security for the big ones, and the big ones are probably going to keep growing and growing, you know, in the same way that Bitcoin did, right? You could have said early in the days, like, hey, man, Bitcoin's at the top of the market. Like, I'm not going to get exposure to it. I'm going to go more risk on. That wouldn't have paid off, right? But at the same time, if you had got early exposure to Ethereum at post ICO, you'd be sitting pretty right now. But, you know, diversify, maybe.
You know, I'm just taking a look at some Algorand numbers here. So you take a look at their TVL. They're ranked number 46 of all the chains with less than 100 million in TVL. And the highest it ever got was 292 million. This was back earlier this year in February. I mean, their top protocol, Folks Finance, has 92 million in TVL. So, I mean, not a lot happening there. You take a look, but this is interesting, right? You look at their commits and developers. Their core developers over the last 30 days is up 266%, and their code commits over the last 30 days is up 1,500%. So with something happening back, you know, on the back end of Algorand, kind of behind the scenes, are people coming on? Are they building? I think you take a look at from Into the Block, daily active addresses are down across the board over the last 7 days. Total addresses, you have around 21.24 million over the last 30 days. That's the 30-day high. And then you look at number of transactions, right? You're averaging around 1 million transactions per day, so to say, right? So 7-day average is around 977,000 transactions. But, you know, some of that could be voting, right? Non-value moving transactions, right? So it's just interesting. I mean, transaction volume, 79 million algo. And so, but you got to look at risk versus reward, right? You take a look again, ranked number 46. And I'm going to pull this up. This one's a lot easier.
Real quick, while you do that, I'm just going to give a little love to the chat. We had Crit Cats give a $5 super chat earlier saying, sorry, I'm late. Apology accepted with the $5. Thank you. Also, shout out to Investing Bros. We see them in the chat. Someone that we've had T Shroom and Tim on the show before. We've also joined them as well. So big shout out to them. One of the channels that we follow and regularly watch, and we recommend you guys go check them out if you're not already following them. I did want to give a little love to some of the new people here. If you are new, say hello. We'd love to give you a little shout out or a little love back to you. We got Tornado T-Tube, Gibares Selassie, Warren, Pene, A1, Raik, Abel, Mill, Jesse, 3 Doc, Scott Shell, Night Strike, Crypto Farmer, JB, Impervium, DNB Smurf, Networks, and Bimmerhouse. To all of you. Hola! Welcome to Sin City Crypto. My apologies if I butchered that name.
Ashley, can you take over the names, please?
I can't lie. I probably can't pronounce any better.
Can it be worse, though?
Sorry.
Can you not? Anyways.
It can't be worse.
I feel like it might be. But, not worse. No, you're right. You're right. Can't read.
We'll work on it. I guess those courses are not paying off. So I was looking at here. So all-time high market cap, 17 billion. You're currently sitting at 1.5. So let's just call it a 10x away from all-time highs. And again, guys, nothing is guaranteed to get back to its all-time highs, right? You look at probabilities. Will Algorand get back to its all-time high? You know, feet to the fire. I don't know. I think there's a lot of what you guys got to also understand is last cycle, you had less competitors, less layer ones that are doing something similar at the same level, if not better than what Algorand is doing. And that's not saying Algorand's a bad project. Near Protocol, here this cycle, fully ready. Cardano is back. Solana is really starting to take off. Avalanche is really starting to take off. Some people are still bullish on Polkadot. I saw Billy said he threw another 50K into Polkadot. What are you doing? So you got Hedera. Hedera or Algorand?
I like Hedera.
Me too.
They just have so many big names, and I mean, we saw that potential they had when they had that tokenization of BlackRock fund on the HBAR
network.
Yeah. Anyways, that wasn't launched by BlackRock, but we saw what the community was, we saw what the crypto community identified. They said, hey, look, here's a project. We're confident. BlackRock's confident.
Nah, to be fair, I think it was bad news. Incorrect information.
Okay, but it shows you the liquidity of the markets, right? It shows you that off of one headline article, it's ready to pump. Now, here's the thing. Other projects, so there's the tokenization of real world assets that BlackRock was using with some chain I'd never heard of. And yeah, it might have caught some adoption, but still it hasn't, this isn't a go-to household name at this point, right? What would you remember the name of the real world asset blockchain that they were using, David? BlackRock. It was something outside of the Ethereum ecosystem.
Ondo?
Was it Ondo?
Well, Ondo is part of the BlackRock's build program. Are you talking about the Hedera one? The name of the project, the Hedera kind of?
No, it was. My apologies for bringing it up without
Fiddle?
some insight. Yeah, I think it was. So
you know what? Let's pull this up right here. I have so this website. So we take a look. This is by the way, I'd recommend you guys keep an eye on this website. It's called rwa.xyz. You take a look at Treasury. So the BlackRock has the BIDL, which is built on Ethereum. Is this the one you're talking about right here?
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go. So 448 million in market cap. You click on this one, it'll tell you exactly. So 3 weekly active addresses. You can see the weekly transfer volume. It's pretty good stuff here, guys. You can keep track of, hey, who's making headways, who's growing, which one of these funds market cap is growing. You can try to maybe front run some of the projects that are on there. It's got private credit, stable coins. It'll have real estate soon. We'll take a look at private credit, $7.7 billion in active loan value. And that is led by a company called Figure. But you look at everything else, it's on Ethereum, right? Centrifuge, Ethereum. Maple, Ethereum. Goldfinch, Ethereum. Did a video covering Goldfinch, by the way. TrueFi, Homecoin. They're all Ethereum. Then you got one Solana in here, and that's for the private credit. U.S. Treasuries. It's even more Ethereum. You got Ethereum, and then XLM was an interesting one that's in here as well. Got a couple Polygons, Base, but Ethereum is just taking the cake. And what does this tell you? This tells you that they don't necessarily care about the fees, right? When you're moving billions or trillions of dollars,
yeah, $100 isn't.
$100 is nothing.
It's not, yeah.
To me and you, $100 to move $50 or $300 in value is a lot of money. But for these funds, they look at security, team, longevity, track record. Ethereum has it.
It's no different than a wire transfer, right? A wire transfer for me, if I'm going to send $200 internationally, $50 wire transfer fee, $65 wire transfer fee, doesn't make sense, right? You're like, well, why would I pay that kind of money? But if you're moving $1.5 million, that $65 fee, which is the same, it's pretty irrelevant, right? It's a minute fee to operate. And so on a level that is corporate, for industries, for central banks, for hedge funds, asset managers, for you to operate and move millions of dollars around on a blockchain, you could really care less about a $100 fee, especially if you're going to leverage the security, right? I mean, hey, let's do it on Ethereum. We can have a smart contract on there that has triggers that say, hey, when price gets here, or when the counterparty signs the contract, we release the funds. Whatever you want to type in there, you can pretty much move these real world assets. You can have think about this. You have the title to your house, right? Goes through escrow, goes through all of this, all the normal processes for buying a home, right? They don't give you the keys until everything settles, right? But you can do all of that with smart contracts. That's kind of like, to put it in perspective, what you're getting with BlackRock, right? They want to move real world assets. Right now, it seems like more in the world of stocks. They want to move those with smart contracts on Ethereum and leverage their security. Where else would you do it? Solana, not trusted. They have downtime, and they're also pretty new. Came out in 2020, and they just don't have a long track record, right? And their track record itself been a little spotty as far as uptime. And then you go down the list, nobody else can say, hey, we've been around since, 2014, and, we're still here. And, well, we also offer smart contracts, just a little more pricey than the competitors. But when you're trying to move massive amounts of value, you can't skimp on security, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Now, big shout out to Destroyer. He gave a $20 super chat. He says, just reminding you, I'm still listening every day at work. Y'all are doing a great job. Much love, Sin City Crypto fam. I do got to go pay my boy a visit. I don't want to dox him and say where he works, but boy be hooking me up, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I want to share this. This is interesting. The most active cryptos based on GitHub data for the last 3 months. Look who's number one, Robin. ICP with 100 plus contributors and over 2,000 commits. Mina Protocol comes in at number 2 with 995 commits. Chainlink, RBC, which I haven't heard of. Bitcoin, Sushi Swap, Pancake Swap, Cosmos. Cosmos, I feel like Cosmos has been underperforming. Take a look at Cosmos. I mean, the ecosystem is massive. Cosmos is a good project, but price hasn't really reflected. It's sitting at $8. And its all-time high was only $50. Ranked number 33. You've had the likes of Kronos Chain that leapfrogged it. Render's up there. ICP number 21. You got Litecoin still in the top 20. Pepe just hit the top 20. Up 35% over the last 7 days.
I do, I mentioned it earlier, and you just brought it up with commits there. I mean, Mina Protocol, very interesting, right? Like, I think a lot of people are sleeping on it. Massive came out last bull market, massive.
They tout themselves as the lightest blockchain.
And here you have, they're sitting at number 97. So pretty much right at the, outside the top 100, or just made the cut there, basically. Came out not, this is very typical for some of these ICOs that come out. The market makers just didn't get it right. Came out about $10 per token, and currently at under $1 at 70 cents. But what I want to say is that it did drop down to a dollar. So I think that this is a pretty good indicator. It went down under $1 in the last bull market, and then rallied up to $5-6. And so you're up here to $6, currently at 77 cents. If people are building, that's always a great measure of, for these layer ones, are there developers on there? Are there dApps? That's essentially what's going to bring in new retail, right? New retail comes in through dApps. That's why we always cover Solana, and we always say, hey, look at these, Jupiter, look at this, it's all about the dApps. You can build the best smartphone on the planet, but if you ain't got an app store on there, it's useless, right? Sure, you can make a call. Sure, you can send a text. Sure, with the smart contract, you can send a one-time transaction. I can send my friend Ethereum. You know what I mean? Like, that's easy. That's simple. Just like a phone. It's easy to call somebody. It's easy to text. However, when you add all the bells and whistles, all the apps, dApps, and all that, that's when it gets the adoption. And so for me, outside of the top 100, or basically just crossed into the top 100, a 10x away from all-time high, basically.
I think my only issue with Mina is there are a lot more projects that are doing what they're really known for, right? Which is zero knowledge proofs. ZK. You got Polygon's doing it. Pretty much all the top projects are doing it. But you look at upside potential. It did have an all-time high market cap of $3.3 billion. So is it worth the shot to get a 5x, 6x? I don't know. Maybe it is. But it's not something that, I would personally put a lot of my money into. But hey, it's your money. Do whatever you want.
I think it's a good upside play, right? There's no other layer one at that range that I feel confident about. Put it that way.
At what range?
At number 100 on the CoinMarketCap list. Is there anything down there that you have more conviction on when it comes to layer one?
Ape token.
This is what I'm saying. It's just that for me, I look at it and I'm like, I think for the potential for upside, I think that the downside risk here is that it just doesn't pop off, right? Downside risk is that it doesn't get adopted. The downside risk is that, hey, it just gets outperformed by all the other layer ones. I mean, there's always the risk for some exploit or whatever it is, rug pull, I guess. I don't know the intricacies of the tokenomics, but I'm sure there's always potential.
There's ways to protect against rug pulls, though.
Oh, yeah, there is. But I just think that at the end of the day, it's a really good play at its market cap level, for the size it is, for what it had previously ran up to. It's also integrated into Ethereum. Ethereum is using Mina protocol on its rollups, and I think Polygon is as well. And so I'm not sure on the Polygon. I'll double check. I'll fact check that. But
I think you're right.
Yeah. So I mean, even if it doesn't get that big retail adoption, at minimum, it's being used by the largest chains out there to help scale. And so that's worth something. So I think it's a pretty relatively safe pick for where it is on the market cap list. But did you look at? I saw you scrolling through. Did you see any other layer ones down that far in the market cap list that you feel at all confident about?
I mean, Oasis rose. That's I mean,
you got Nexo. You got a bunch of dead projects. You have EOS.
CKB is an interesting one.
Nexo.
Nervos, that's an interesting one.
What about, what? Here's an interesting. I want to ask you a question.
IoTex,
what do you think about Decentraland? And I'm not even trying to be funny, but is there any chance this thing comes back? I mean, this is right outside the top. It's right at the same spot. It's about to be outside the top 100. It had its heyday. I mean, it was over $5, man.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think there's going to be a big metaverse hype this cycle?
No.
Then no.
So are you fading Sandbox too?
Yeah. If that's my thesis, yes. I think this cycle is going to be driven heavily by AI and RWA. That's my opinion.
I think Web3 gaming. I think wherever the people came from, where that money came from that went into Metaverse, I think that money and that interest from those people shift over to Web3. Basically say, hey, look, the Metaverse thing, it's basically a social media experiment, right? You're saying, hey, look, we don't need any social media apps. I'm just gonna put on these damn goggles. I'm gonna run around Metaverse, and I'm just gonna buy stuff. And you think about it realistically, what'll probably come first? It'll probably be more of a, hey, this is a video game, and instead of buying the native Roblox token, whatever it is, gaming token. I can just buy a token that's on the blockchain, right? And then I can buy NFTs with it, right? That's probably going to come first. So if you believe in this sector, if the metaverse does happen, if we're in this utopia where we all got goggles on and hanging out in some little coffee shop in a make believe world, if that's where we're going, before we get there, that whole technology, that whole thing is going to be built on video games, right? It's going to be gaming. It's going to be the Minecraft. It's going to be the Roblox. It's going to be the Fortnite. But instead of them using some V-Bucks currency that doesn't really do anything, I figure the developers are going to find a lot of incentives by using blockchain. One, they're going to probably get a lot of money off of the speculative rise in tokens. I mean, we see what happens with there's a Shrapnel, Illuvium, these tokens. The developers have made a crap ton of money, man. And at some point, one of these AAA franchises is going to be like,
I mean, Ubisoft's already building.
That's what I'm saying. At some point, these big studios that are at very thin profit margins because they hire a lot of people, there's a lot of risk. At some point, they'll be like, you know what, man, let's just build this thing. Let's launch a token for the game. And then we can just tell our the community that, hey, buy this token. You can buy NFTs with it, your skins, your guns. And then, you know what? We'll even make a little marketplace you can buy and sell them. That's here now. Big Time is doing it. Big Time's a game that's doing it right now. You could put in hours farming NFT and item drops in Big Time. Then you could turn around and sell them on their marketplace and make money. Kind of crazy, right? You play a game, you earn NFTs, you earn weapons, just like any other game, just like you spend time on Grand Theft Auto, and then all of a sudden you get a car, you get a house, you get all kinds of perks from playing Grand Theft Auto, but then what do you get from it at the end of the day, right? You get to brag to your friends, that's it. But just imagine if Grand Theft Auto let you sell that helicopter, let you sell that mansion that you got, let you sell whatever it is, and make money off of it, incentivize the players to keep playing. And that market isn't going anywhere, man. It's been around. Back in the day, Diablo, people would play Diablo for years, level up their character, and then sell that character for $2,000-$3,000. The same thing is happening now with Grand Theft. The business model of, hey, put time in and then it's worth something, you can sell it. That's not new. But what would be new is putting that on the blockchain, or at least the big franchises.
Then you talk about these NFT marketplaces that are going to start popping up and obviously bring volume to chains, which is going to drive revenue, which is going to drive price appreciation.
And I think that these marketplaces are going to be API'd, right? So basically, their front end will be powered by, let's just say, OpenSea, for example. I'm just going to use a big one. Instead of it being on the OpenSea website, like, you go to OpenSea, say you go to Call of Duty, you go to buy a skin, it's powered by OpenSea. It uses their tech. It uses their infrastructure. It uses their website. It's just on a separate link, right? We do it all day long. All of these AI models, all these AI integrations that you see on all these websites, they're all leveraging ChatGPT or Bard, right? All of that tech was built by somebody else, and then every single little tech company that uses it, they just leverage it, and then they put they put paint on the front door, right? And you don't realize you're using ChatGPT on the back end. And it's going to be the same with these NFT platforms, right? The NFT platforms are going to, these games, they're going to have marketplaces where you buy and sell the NFTs. You're going to say, hey, I'm going to buy this gun, the skin, whatever it is. And then you're going to be leveraging OpenSea or Rarible or whatever NFT platform it is.
As you can.
Yeah.
I see a lot of blockchain basement viewers are in here. So shout out to you guys. Welcome in. Also saw a username, small face, no toe. Was there an accident or are you okay?
He's been in here before. I've given him a shout out before.
Small face, no toe.
Yeah. We still got over 340 viewers. So if you are new here, because I know we got some new people. Give us a quick shout out. Say something. Put something in the chat, and put an hola in the chat, and then we'll give. You know what? Put an hola in the chat. Every person that puts hola in the chat, I'm gonna give you a pronunciation or mispronunciation on your name. A big shout out back to you. So let's get an hola train going, and then I will write down everyone that writes hola, and then I will try to pronounce your name. There you go.
You know, someone said, there it was Robert said, problem is gamers hate crypto. I think we're going to get to a point where people are not even going to know they're playing a blockchain game, not even going to know they're dealing with an NFT marketplace. They're just going to know, cool, I can spend money, buy this, build this out, and I can sell it. Awesome. If you can do that with no pain points, then who gives a shit what happens on the back end, right? Do you go to a restaurant and order food and be like, I need to see how hot the grill is and how the fryer oil, what kind of no, it's like, does the food taste good? Great, perfect.
If you've ever worked in the restaurant industry, you do get that one crazy lady that's all like, is this cooked in trans fat-free oil? Like, I'm telling you, like
trans fat-free.
It's I don't know. I'll say this. You know, you mentioned that they're not gonna know it's a blockchain game. Remember, the games themselves aren't built on the blockchain, right? What it is the game is still a game. It's still the normal like studio makes it, graphics. They probably use Unreal Engine, and the only thing the blockchain really does is keep the transactions in order, right? And keep ownership. That's all we're really doing. Is we're just replacing the payment system, right? The payment system it goes straight to some offshore account that lets you buy a outfit that once the next sequel comes out, it's gone forever. But yeah,
you know, big XRP news.
What do you got?
Coinbase enables XRP trading in the state of New York, which I will be visiting in July. Price must have moved.
Coinbase?
Price must have moved, right? XRP. Oh, it's down 1.6%. Anyways, I was in the insurance industry, right? I used to sell life insurance, health insurance. New York, like when you try to go get your licenses, New York is always a headache, right? Whether it's insurance, whether it's securities, whether commodity, whatever it is, New York's a headache. So interesting that we're seeing XRP now live in New York. Obviously, you know, just all jokes aside, price hasn't really reacted. I don't know how big of a news it is. I mean, what do you think? You think it's big news?
I think it's more of an indication of where we're going with U.S. regulation. I think that's this. Okay, we have. Okay, one, there was a article today. I don't know. We didn't cover it, but Binance.us was shut down in Florida. That has been overturned by the circuit courts down there. So Binance.us, if you want to buy and sell crypto without onboarding and offboarding, you can do that. If you want to, so you got that one. You have all of the bills that have been passed. You have the CBDC bill. You got the FIT 21. You had the what was it?
Overturning of SOB.
Yeah, the SOB 121, where we basically said SEC, we don't play that here.
No.
And then you got the president. So basically, what we have is this landscape here in the United States where crypto is part of the game, right? Because before the U.S. was like, no, it's all a fraud. We don't want to hear. And now I feel like the U.S. is stepping up and saying, like, look, we want a piece of this pie. We want to play, right?
I mean, there's money to be made.
There's money to be made, and that's the reality of it. I'm into crypto. Well, one, for the tech, cool, yeah, it's awesome, yeah, whatever. But I'm here to make money, bro. Aren't you here to make money?
I am.
Yeah. So we are here to make money, and I think what we have now, which is going to be a benefit to everyone, is that the U.S. American markets have realized that, oh crap, brother, we are about to make some stupid money, and the U.S. is the U.S. I'm telling you, they're losing potential, and they realize it, and so that's how we got to where we're at.
I mean, I was talking to someone. I was talking to someone about crypto and the potential. And I said, look, we're at a time right now where the old 20 years ago, where stick it in the S&P 500 for 25, 30 years, forget about it, earn 8 to 9 to 10%, and you'll be set. You'll be set in retirement, have a couple of million, $1.5, $2 million. You retire, you have your Social Security benefits, great. Those days are gone. Those days are gone. Prices are going to continue to go up. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I can't go to the grocery store and leave without spending at least $250, right? You have shelters going up, gas prices are going up, car insurance. My car insurance went up $100 a month with no tickets, no issues with credit, nothing. And you see, we show the CPI numbers when they come out. That's up 23% year over year. And so now you're fighting a battle with decreasing returns. You're fighting a battle with the government. You're fighting a battle with printing money. You're fighting a battle with inflation. And so 8% is not going to do it. On top of that, like us watching, if you're in my age range between, let's just say 25 and 40, you're probably not going to get Social Security. And if you do, it won't merely be enough to even get by living and buy yourself groceries or take a one vacation a year in your retirement. It's not going to happen. So where are people turning to? What sector, what industry can you be in, invest over a 10-year period, and if you're smart with your money and you don't get greedy, you can turn $1,000 into 200, 300, 400 grand.
I'll just say this. Don't spend your life working 40 hours a week just to look forward to that 2-week vacation. That's your only outlet, right? Your only thing is that you're just miserable. You work all damn day. You work 40 hours. You go home. You just go to sleep. You go back to work. You're miserable. And the only thing you got to look forward to, because I know a lot of people in this boat, is that 2-week vacation, that one trip to Cabo, that one trip to Italy, wherever it is. That's what you live for. There's a lot more to life. And you know what? Having some money kind of sets you free. And that's the reason I believe in crypto. That's the reason I'm here, is because, like, hey, man, you know what? Crypto's here to stay. Ain't going nowhere. What we're seeing with regulation, the ease of it here in the U.S. is an affirmation that the government says, like, cool, let's roll. Let's do it. Let's bring in crypto. Let's offer it to the citizens. Let's stop trying to arrest everything, right? That's essentially what the SEC has been doing. They've just been trying to shut everything down, every exchange. And now we got crypto adoption coming here in the United States. And as you mentioned when we opened up the show, the largest markets globally are here in the States. The dollar is a world reserve currency. And once the dollar gets behind crypto, massive amount of liquidity surge in the markets there. And if you are trying to escape this mundane work every damn day, put some money into crypto, it will set you free here in the near future, right? Just have a long enough time horizon to let it grow, right? Don't expect to buy crypto today and then be rich next month. Just set what you can aside now as part of your retirement or part of your long-term goal. And then just wait it out, man. Wait it out. Get some Bitcoin. Wait it out. That's it. And then I did ask for some Olas earlier, so a little love to the chat back at you here. We got Tornado T2, French Toaster, The Cryptic Mushroom, Chef T Fresh, Jason Oro Burtown, My Boosted German Fleet. We also got Mo Buds, Sean Behringer, Seventh Son, Just Jim. We got Miguel Costa, Nikolai Marie, Crypto Otaku, Remington Peralt. Also, we got Crypto Dreamer, Ashley with the Ola. Okay, what's up? We're right here. You can say it through the glass, girl. All right, so then we got Small Face No Toe, BCAF, Servando, Randy Omar, Rubber Side, and then also there was a good one in here. Somebody said Ola and made me laugh. We got Javurina, and then El Chingon says Hola Cabrones.
El Chingon's my guy, man.
Nah, I love that one. Hola Cabrones.
Guys, we got breaking news.
What we got?
Coinbase will now support Avalanche staking on their platform. Earn up to 4.47% APY on AVAX. what is the significance? Why is this important? Obviously, Coinbase, 100 million users, the largest crypto exchange in the US. It's kind of starting to close that gap with Binance on a global scale. And so now being able to stake Avalanche on Coinbase, and I just want everyone to know, we will always say you should custody your own crypto, because if you leave it on an exchange, you're leaving yourself vulnerable. There is ways to mitigate some of that risk, but at the end of the day, there's still risk involved. But if you are going to hold it on an exchange and you just don't feel comfortable, just know that there are risks. But you can now have your Avalanche and earn up to 4.47%. So, pretty interesting there.
I know we've all been waiting to see if this Ethereum ETF will get passed.
I didn't see anything on it.
We're not the only one waiting. Here's a live view of Vitalik checking his phone. Is it approved yet? Is it? He's looking. It's nope, not yet. Not quite. Almost.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. But I want to. I pinned a video link to the top. This is our latest video we did. We put it out yesterday, and I just want to play the intro for you guys, because I truly believe this. With what we're seeing now, this could be the last bull market where you can get those 100,000 X's. I think as regulation comes into play, as the big players, Wall Street institutions, they come in. Sure, we're going to make money. Absolutely. Are we still going to be able to, get 2-3 X's out of top projects? Yes. But to make that life-changing money, that 100X, 200X, 50X money, where you can literally change your life, they're going to continue to diminish, and this might be the last cycle. And so one big sector we believe that you can still make those kind of gains on is the AI sector, which is why we put out this video. And in this video, I laid out four tokens that are under $50 million market cap. Well, 3 under 50, 1 under over 50, that you can get those gains. And just I want to play the intro, and then I want you guys, after we end the show here in a little bit, I want you to click that video and go watch it. It was a really good one. But just here. Have you made your first $1 million in crypto yet? If you haven't, this might be your last cycle to turn thousands, even hundreds of dollars into $1 million or more. Narratives are what drive price appreciation in our space. You may have missed the big ICO craze in 2017, the NFT mania or meme coin mania in 2021 and 2024. But don't worry, because there is one sector and narrative that has the potential to trump all of that, and it is still in its infancy. We've identified that sector to be artificial intelligence. Through research and our resources, we've been able to front run many big rallies such as Solana from $12, Near Protocol from $1, and meme coin projects such as SHIB. I'm going to be highlighting the potential of AI. Go watch that video, man. It's a really good one. Very informative. Gives you some insight on the industry as a whole, where it's going, the potential of it, and some tokens potentially that are high risk but very, very high reward. And so, this is what we do. We want to put things in front of you. We want to give you the tools to go out, do your own research, put projects on your radar, and, take the Trump coin, for example. That was my first 100X, and it's amazing, man. It's absolutely amazing. And so I know a lot of our community members also got into the project. Big shout out to Forrest for putting all of us on that one. But this is what we do, man. We collectively pull our resources together. We share information with you, and so we can all come out of this thing ahead. Because we know the fight in the real world to not only get ahead, but to just stay even sometimes is very hard. It's very frustrating. It's hard. It can be demoralizing sometimes. But collectively, if we all come together and we put our heads together, we can help each other change our life. So that's why I'm in crypto, and I love it. That'll do it for the show today. I do want to give a big shout out to our channel sponsor, Legacy Network. Today's show is brought to you by Legacy. Their app is in the final stages of going live. And if you want to be one of the first to download their app when it goes live, it combines self-improvement. They got things like time management. If you run a business or you ever wanted to run a business, you want to level up your personal growth and make money, have fun at the same time. Legacy Network is the way to go. Join the Telegram. The link is in the description of this video. These guys put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into their app. Super excited to see it come out. They did do a trailer on it. I'd recommend you go. It's on our Twitter page. Go watch it. It's really cool, man. It looks very, very clean. Really excited for that. So Anyone else have anything to say back there? Ashley, you've been very quiet.
I got nothing.
You got nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Cool. Robin?
I got nothing as well.
I got something.
What do you got?
And shame on you guys for not tornadoing us out of here yesterday. Ashley, I was a little disappointed.
Rocco did.
He covered his eyes, though. It's like he was ashamed to do it.
Well, I mean, I would.
Don't worry, I'm back today. We're getting that tornado here. We're going finger our way out of here.
Wow.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. We love you. Welcome to all the new people. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Put your notification bells on. And we'll see you tomorrow for Forest Friday. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a great show. We love you.
Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Named according to your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy the dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming, hola, till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya, to the moon, then to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.